Call the spaceships to Devonport. Prepare for div anarchy and interface with the couch in space. Yeah, got a little glam there. I don't know. I'm just so excited for today's, like, I'm legit excited for today's episode. I've been looking forward to recording it all week. But before we can do that, I mean, we are recording, but like before we can get to the guest, we got to pay the bills. And this week we'll do that with brand new advertiser Liger Hawk. Liger Hawk Records, like I was saying, space calamities. That happens sometimes. Rose-Colored Glasses by Tommy Tantrum is out now. It's quite good. Then you want to get Methods of Dance Creepshow EP, Industrial from Greece, so dope. Alf Must Die, I think it's my favorite Tommy Tantrum song. There's some good ones, but that's my favorite. Panda remixed the Sonic theme. It fucking goes off. The new one from James Netherwald, Picking Up the Pieces, the latest full one. Black Hearts by Tommy Tantrum, all the singles from that guy lately. New music video from Invictus, Escaping the Singularity, check that out. Liger Hawk, Enter the Octagon 2, we did another one, it's free, check it out. Toy Box from Bitman, you cannot go wrong. James Netherwald's new single, 1999, parentheses, Defenseless. Shards from Bitman, just shooting out shards. And some guy named Gasoline Invertebrate put out an album called Melterweight. Many people helped that to happen, including our guest here today. But we'll get into that because right now I have one more sponsor to do, and that's Super 7, the coolest toy company all around. So much good stuff. Good stuff there. This is my latest acquisition because I'm always like picking up stuff. But it's Valeria from Conan in the war paint when they break into Thulsa Doom's lair. She's in my Conan section there, but it's great. You can get all the, you get like super ties on there. And you want to do that, of course. You don't want to go to, like, you can go to super7.com if you're like a horrible person inside your heart. But what you want to do is go to super7.com/spacecouchshow. And that helps us out in space. You get some dope toys out of it. So that's what I call a win-win. Speaking of win-win, my great personal friend and friend of the show, the original Tennessee Titan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aaron Wilbur. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man. What's going on?
You are large and in charge and styling today. I dig it, man.
Yeah, I figured I would bring the ghoulish Event Horizon / Ghost of Christmas Past to the Space Couch.
Like the glow gang that Batman fights in the third one.
Beat me by 1 second. Damn it.
Well, we are, as I'm sure the audience will discover, often of a same mind anyway. But like, that's dope as fuck, dude. Like, you look great. So Halloween, as we're recording this, was yesterday. And one of the, it's still spooky season. So you are always welcome at any time, but especially during the dark times. But it is an especially wonderful backdrop for Wicked Stories from the Dead Lands. So I know we got into it a little bit the last time you were up in space. But for the uninitiated, describe your vibe. So, what is Wicked Stories from the Deadlands?
So, Wicked Stories from the Deadlands is a face-first dive into the underworld of Hades and back again. So, plan on many installments. This is Volume 1. The eventual goal would be to venture out into other world lore, but for Volume 1, we tackle topics like the Alconian Lake, which is behind the Hydra, and it doesn't differentiate between men and gods, and it'll snap you down into the underworld. Then that picks up with the Ferrymen and God of Darkness and the Tree of Blood and just so much awesome stuff. And all of the instrumentals are crafted by the hellish symphonic sound of the glorious Zug von Rock of Angel Spit. So thoroughly stoked on it, to say the absolute least.
For like as long as like as far as what it actually is goes, there's sort of like videos almost of like poetry, or like
so it's definitely like it's like an ambient. It kind of runs parallel to ambient, but it is a soundscape, kind of like a horror movie score, set to a narrator, Bête Noire, which is our Virgil, so to speak, that's bringing you through all of this. But what I think is really awesome and unique is, I mean, it dives down into Hades, but then it has a way of coming back to the surface and then turning around and diving back down into the afterlife again. So it's like the end is not really the end by the time you're done listening.
Very cool. And it's like this, I always think of it as sort of a world building experience. In terms of what the actual product is, because you put so much standing Greek lore and as well as your own concoctions. It's always a treasure to see what comes up next. And you at home can get first access, dibs, if you will, on the next From the Dead. Wicked Stories from the Deadlands, because you're running a Kickstarter right now. So
absolutely,
we will cut in the Kickstarter video right here.
Greetings, Reapers and Ghouls. This is Bête Noire from the Grim Life of Hack and Slash, inviting you to join us as we dive into the deep. Wicked Stories from the Deadlands begins now.
Very excited. You and I have been talking about it, obviously, for a long time. So I'm happy that it's going now. And so, what is it? What, like, you're hoping to fund the furtherance of more of this sort of content is what it goes for, yeah?
Oh yeah, okay. Most definitely. So like all things Grim, it's we're always trying to get people, that want to support, that helps further the production value of the show. So characters, masks, props, things to make. I make creepy candles and all kind of wax craft, and just it's always trying to improve. And I think it's a pretty unique experience that you can kind of give that back to the people that donate. They can actually have something they can keep on a shelf or frame on a wall.
You're setting me up gloriously. So like, should you do the right thing and participate in Aaron's Kickstarter, you get some really cool waxworks. What kind of other stuff can people expect? Anything you're particularly excited about?
I am beyond excited about the fact of how much like the lore fits into the actual ancillary products that you get. So, for instance, we've got these Scully candles, and if I could find the camera, there we go.
Oh,
so we've got some skull candles, and Bête Noire even says, "They say that the skulls of the lost light a path through Hades itself."
I love hearing the disembodied voice because I'm so used to it.
Much appreciated. And then, dude. And then on top of that, like when the skulls actually burn, like they show off like a really creepy aesthetic to where it can burn a flame out behind the eyes.
Talk
But
about setting the mood.
if you don't have the heart to burn it, there is a UV version that supercharges, and then it will glow and keep the glow in the light.
It does. I have one on my shelf over there. Like it's like another like light in the room, like an electrical light. It's so bright, and they're not so.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, and we must stress they're waxworks. They're not soap. Everybody thinks
No, they're definitely wax. But yeah, we got waxworks to burn. We got UV ones that keep a charge. We have glossy prints from Bet Noir of hands down one of the coolest shots we have ever gotten in Grimm's history. And it's Bet Noir lighting a candle altar, but there are no photo effects whatsoever.
It in right here.
And so there are like triple bands of light that cut through. It's just the baddest freaking shot. And then also fitting with the theme beyond T-shirts and hoodies, we literally have a penny for the ferryman or Charon's obols that are wax coins. So
very cool.
Yeah, it all ties together.
And there's basically it comes with an exclusive Angel Spit album, more or less. Like I think some of our mutual friend Carl's most underrated work is his ambient stuff, and you're gonna get prime examples. I even went into Gossicle's voice a little bit there. I got so excited. Prime examples in the Wicked Stories from the Deadlands Kickstarter. Look at that on Kickstarter.com. We'll put the link in the show notes if I remember to do it. And super jazzed for that Kickstarter. Long time in the barrel. And
it's really it's dynamic too. Not every track is just pulse pounding in your face. I mean, if it's the ferryman drifting across the river, you can hear the paddle in the water. You can hear it as it washes through. So it carries you on this rolling like ride, man. It's pretty wild.
So you're in it. It's an experience. You're investing in an experience, but not like
definitely like fleeting. Low lights or turn the lights out and just listen to everything.
There you go. Well, it says. Let me take a step back. Speaking of goals you've had that we've talked about, it says the Grim Life of Hack and Slash here on the screen, which is of course your primary YouTube show. Check that out there at home, and I'll just burp into the mic like a professional. We've talked about you doing stand-up for forever as that character, and you finally got it. You did it, dude. That's amazing.
It was rad. There's all these black light cliffs on the wall, and I was like, well, what's going on down here? And then the bouncer wouldn't even let me in the door because he's a dick. There was all this club music going on, and then all of a sudden blood started coming out of the side of the door, and I was like, well, that's pretty rad. That was a good time.
I'm curious as to like how you found the stand-up experience as a Grim Reaper.
I thought it was pretty rad for sure. It's a rare opportunity because it's like I don't see anybody doing comedy as a masked character. Mm-hmm. And just like a stand-up comic, like when you want to try to bridge that gap, like you don't want to leave your audience out. But what I found like unique was the funny part that just like it's 12 years worth of a show, kind of as my fodder. You know,
right?
So I was able to utilize that and rediscover it and really have a lot of fun with it.
Oh,
because
cool.
Hack would go on a tangent, but then he goes, it's like the Reaper Sports Network. Oh, wait, you don't know about that. And he'd start rolling and dishing on all of these different
That's
dynamics.
The other character on the show is
so Hack the Reaper would go into great length talking about, Malcolm the Reaper Inspector or bureaucracy in the underworld or what happens if your death chariot breaks down on the side of the road. And then, of course, he can't nail a name. He can't retain a name to save his life. So he's riffing about Blade at a vampire's ball, but he keeps stuttering and stammering. He's like, I think they call him Knife or Sword Guy.
Is because I've never done stand-up comedy, so I really can't speak to the experience. But is it one of those things that like you look back and go like, oh, I should have done the timing on that a little bit differently, or are you just sort of taking it all in as sort of your foray into
I was
it.
kind of rolling with the punches. Yeah, there's a few that I would kind of polish, to do the set. But what was really funny during that was my cinema training had to come back to bite me in the ass because it's like, well, idiot, you didn't put sandbags on your set pieces because I had lighting stuff off to the side for the event.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we had a catastrophe where one of the cats hit one of the lights. And it was like, boo! And like,
perfect.
It added to the show.
Sure.
Because Hack was like, this is like the quintessential like guy that shows up at the wrong time. This fits back into the club story, I promise.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And
so I kind of went with that, but thankfully everything's LED, nothing busted, nothing on fire. Cat was okay, but yeah, it also made a segue to where I was just like, I know nothing's broken, so instead of just having a meltdown and stopping the show, I just was like, oh no, our set, it's broken.
Well, and if you made if you incorporated that somehow into the set and needed the cat to knock over the lights as part of the show, the cat would never do it again. It's just
yeah. If he was a trained actor like Peyton Catnip, you know, nah, he never would have pulled that off. He just would have ignored me out of spite.
Right. And this is why do I keep going into Gossicle's voice today? I'm just excited. And to that end, this is especially exciting to me. You're kind of getting into doing your own music now, as far as I understand it.
Yeah, definitely. A vast majority of the Grimm, I guess, culture, if you will, is, I get that a lot of people love pop culture stuff and they just want to riff and throw out a video or they want to lean on something popular. But I take it as a pretty big point of pride that we have a whole cache of songs in a big list called the Grimm-tacular. And it's stuff that's on SoundCloud, it's stuff that's on YouTube, but it's all original music.
Oh, awesome. This is all you.
So, yeah, so I'm hoping,
cool.
More and more, and, as I improve, I can do more and more soundscapes and, maybe crank some more stuff out and get it out on Bandcamp so people could, have it and appreciate it. So if you get tired of listening to Jaws and Monster Mash, well, Grim Life got you covered.
And you picked up a remix of mine on the Kickstarter, so look for me mangling one of Aaron's tracks. But they are quite good. Especially if you want to set the mood for some spooky shit. Not that any of you guys out there watching Space Couch would ever be into spooky shit, but if you are, look up this guy on SoundCloud. But speaking of sounds, ladies and gentlemen, this is the newest Gossicle. Welcome. We had played a gig recently. Aaron crushed it. I was wondering what if you had any thoughts on your first Gossicles gig or the event Geekwinox as a whole.
It was wild to say the least, man. I mean, I appreciate your technical wizardry and being able to set up like a backdrop so you bring a dynamic experience. So, it's not just showing up and just being like, I'm the guy at the bowling alley.
Well, I was initially nervous, which I don't really get nervous anymore. But for you at home, it's just a 2-man band, just an electronic band. But they gave us so much space, like this ridiculous amount of roped off space, and I'm like, I can't rock all of this, right? But
we had enough room that if like George Lucas came back to recut the show, there'd be giant fucking space dinosaurs and all kind of shit zooming through, and you'd still have room for a Millennium Falcon.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Okay, maybe a TIE Fighter, but
a TIE Fighter. Tauntaun would come out, start juggling, just crazy stuff.
Right.
Although there was enough room, and I've told this story for the first I'm pretty sure first fairy princess dance circle the Gothsicles have ever had, because it was a con, right? So like there were
yeah, dude, that was wild, because all of a sudden I was just like, this is happening.
This
All
is
right, yeah.
A bunch of it was like a costume con, so a bunch of like little girls dressed up as like fairy princesses all started like they jumped the rope first of all, so they were punk rock, and then they just started dancing in a circle, and I'm like, this is the gnarliest. And
it would be funny though if, like, in hindsight, if they had security, but all they're obliged to do is like pick them up and throw them in a ball pit. Just like, get out of here.
It's like fun security. And my other favorite moment from Geekwinox was, I'm gonna mess this up a little bit, but like, the DJ played. He wasn't like a party DJ. He was just like a nerd DJ and would play like soundtracks and stuff. But he was great and put on the Jurassic Park theme. And then like out of nowhere, just Dr. John Hammond like appeared. And it was like a guy dressed up as him. And it was just what is going on?
Because okay, so for obviously if you don't know like the venue, it's like we were just out shooting the breeze. Like 10 minutes prior to that, we were talking about all the stuff that they had. They had all these fictions. They had a big balloon archway. Yes. They had all this superhero stuff everywhere. So they're decking the con out. But I was like, well, they spared no expense.
Right.
And then I had to do a double take because the dude's got a head-to-toe white suit and a straw hat on. I was like, that can't just be somebody's rando grandparent, because I thought he was walking around some kid at the con. And then you start hearing the fanfare, and you're just like, oh, let's go.
It was prime con content, and that's where I met Carissa of Redemption fame, who was on the show a couple weeks ago. So it was all in all great. You were awesome, and trying to set up another gig in a state that I'll tell you when it happens, because we're moving that date around a little bit, but it'll be a little bit of a road trip. But speaking of awesome, as I think your fourth time on the show, I think you're in the lead now as the guest. You know the drill when it comes to a radiation round. Say whatever you want, no wrong answers. We'll start easy. Who's your main in Overwatch? And then I need your second place.
Whew. Right now it's Junker Queen.
Okay, cool.
That's on the tank front, and then if I'm doing DPS, I am world ending with Junkrat. So much so that I have it on my license plate.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. I knew I would start it. I didn't know that you were because I thought Junkrat was going to be number one. I didn't know Junker Queen. So we're learning something. Okay. Question 2, difficulty increases. Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael?
It's Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Okay, Michelangelo all day. And you are quietly quite the world traveler. You've been really, literally all over the world. Outside of our mutual beloved Knoxville, what's your favorite city?
Oh boy,
what's a cool one
that I've been to thus far? I would say Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. All right, why? It's just just rocking, or what?
Yeah, it's it was just we went there. I didn't get to spend nearly as much time as I would have liked, but they just, when it gets dark there, they have these 2 giant towers that light up and pulse waves cool. Tron. They have the lights over the bay. Just if you ever look up Hong Kong lights over the water, or Hong Kong night lights, you'll see just this multitude of just completely badass lights. And the shorter version is there's literally streets that you can walk on next to a thing called Kowloon Park.
Okay.
Kowloon. Kowloon. And you can literally see the stark divide between urban jungle and jungle.
Wow.
You can see the cityscape and all the wild lights and everything, but then they have a protected park to the side that has all kind of shades, and
just
trees.
Bam, right there.
Yeah, bird aviary. They have all this badass stuff, and people practice kung fu in the park, and they've got the big dragon dogs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it crushes.
Okay, so from the top, That was Junker Queen, Junkrat, Michelangelo, and Hong Kong. And now we will go to everyone's also favorite hypothetical spectacle. Gosh darn it! I gotta redo my my shortcuts here. Sorry. All right. Oh no! I get space problems. It's just right. Well, I mean, it's the spooky episode, so it's just like a poltergeist or something.
Right.
I was going to say, as a frequent guest, you've done all of my favorite ones so far. Like we've done, the Grim Life, the video game, the breakfast cereal, the theme park.
Right.
So along that vector, we'll go with the other Space Couch classic, the bank robbery. So the way this works is 4 of your musical influences. I usually go music, but you could go like video if you wanted. But we did talk about your own output and not a small amount of it. So either way, 4 of your musical influences are robbing a bank. Okay, I need to know who's going to drive the getaway car. Who like the smooth operator, like face man guy is, or like talks to the teller, and then the high tech guy in the van, and the low tech like old school safe cracker with the stethoscope. So from the top, that's car driver, smooth operator, high tech, low tech.
All right, man. Well, let's see. God, the driver's the toughest one because
right. I don't know why.
Let's just assume that all parties get along.
Right.
So I would go with Edsel Dope.
Okay.
The front man of Dope and Static X, because that dude is intense.
He's intense. Yeah, like
he's not afraid to pull double duty because he's frontlining 2 bands.
And then if he sticks his head out the window, like his dreadlocks could blow majestically in the
right. Yeah, okay, and it's playing.
You're right. Okay, that's a great. I don't know why you were scared of that when you nailed it with Edsel Dope.
The face man, it's Zug Von Rock.
Very good.
It definitely is. Just because he's got that salesman grin.
Oh yeah, he could sell snow to a snowman. That guy, great call.
Right, so, smooth operator. The tech dude in the van is Brian. It's Brian.
You. Okay.
Like, come on, man! I see the way that you go and you operate and you chain shit together. So,
well, thank you very much. Hopefully, during our bank robbery, I won't mess up my OBS studio shortcuts like I did today. But that's all right. And the old school safecracker.
That's DJ Adam Bomb.
Oh,
and he does it with the top hat on.
Oh yeah. He's got the stethoscope in the top hat, and like he opens it up, like takes it out, and.
Because you can see him when he spins. He's just got 2 and 3 things going on.
Oh,
like,
very good. Yeah.
You
need those sensitive fingers for the vinyl. That's a great call. Okay. Oh, that. I had any doubt that the illustrious hack wouldn't crush the bank robber question, but I'm so jazzed on it. So from the top, Edsel Dope drives the car. Zug is charming the bank tellers. I'm in the van, and Adam Bomb is the old school safecracker with like the bank robber mask, and then he rocks out with like a sack with a $sign on it.
Yeah, boy.
So you can reveal or keep secret as much as you want, but I know you and I, when we hang out, often talk about your sort of long time project, the Grimm Studio / Manson / venue / thing. What is the state of that these days?
Currently, hopefully locking in a contractor pretty soon. So
it's happening.
So it's a wooded area. So the main intent would be, it's like, I always like to like give back as an artist, and I don't want to sound like pretentious or whatever else,
you
but
really
like
do.
literally,
nobody is as charitable. But Go ahead.
Dude,
Sorry, I
like
talked
the main gig would be, it's a place to, make grim candles. It's a place to do voice recording. It would be masking up as characters and doing photo shoots, or maybe even eventually music videos.
Awesome.
And then if I've got musician friends, or anybody passing through town and they want to make use of the space, then the Grim Studio is there.
So we are rounding third base. It sounds like on inking a contract. That's so exciting. And that's all I got today. I often say I give our wonderful audience homework, but today I mean it, because the Kickstarter has got a couple days on it left. Obviously, a little bit less when you see this, because we are in your past as you're watching this, as we're recording it. So check out that Kickstarter. You get it's not like cheapy. Like you do, like they're beautiful products that you create. I'm really excited for my rewards. Everybody check that out. So what did we learn today? Obviously, the Deadlands Kickstarter is going on. Become immersed in Aaron's wonderful, weird, wild world of, and you'll learn about mythology. Like there's some legit, a lot of so much, and incorporate that into the product beautifully, I think. We'll cut in some of your stand-up, if you like. That recently happened. Check out the area for more your local listings for more hack stand-up. Not hack stand-up, but the character is named Hack. That's funny. Check
Such
out
a duality in the name. I don't know if we're gonna be able to sell these
Wheels
tickets.
Within Bloody Wheels. Look at this guy.
I gotta sell these tickets to these free open mics. Come on, dude.
And if we go, is it Grim Reaper for Hire on SoundCloud that you're stuck
Oh yeah. So it's all the things. Grim Reaper for Hire will help streamline you to pretty much all things Grim.
And that's the number 4, because the show is about Grim Reapers and ghouls just trying to pay the bills, and it's awesome. Newest Gossicle, the Noxicals. We had a great gig. Aaron was awesome. I decided for some reason to shove an entire bag of freeze-dried jalapenos into my face right before the set, which was probably not the best idea I've ever had, but Aaron covered for me great. Junker Queen and Junkrat, Michelangelo, Hong Kong, me, Carl, Edsel Dope, and Adam are robbing a bank. It's going to be dope. Not just because Edsel Dope is driving the car, but a little bit. And we're rounding home on the long-awaited, because you've been working on the Grim Studio for a long time. That's really exciting, man.
Oh yeah.
So I think we nailed it, unless you want to throw out anything else for Space Couch today.
Not much else I could think of, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, once again, we have our amazingly glowing UV ultra valiant guest. So this is Brian for Space Couch, for Aaron, for today, Wicked Stories from the Deadlands. Both of us for the Gothsicles, saying, call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Devaniki, in interface with a couch in space. I'm not going to sing it every time. Oh, we're getting smoky up in here. Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat, and I just selected smoke. Goodbye, y'all. And then we just do the end credits. That was really fun, man. Thank you. It's good, and it's good to see you. Friday, and I'll stop the recording here.